even their selection and management. Fundamental to these professional activities are a number of psychological issues. These are informed by research and debates that have their roots in general psychology, including explanations of the psychological basis of many different forms of offending behavior and criminality, explorations of decision-making and its relevance to the processes of investigating crime, studies of the psychology of memory and its bearing on the interviewing of witnesses and suspects, consideration of the behavioral and social aspects of court proceedings, including the construction of plausible narratives, and how juries reach their verdicts, the assessment of risk, especially of reoffending, and the management of those risks, consideration of the viability and effectiveness of rehabilitation processes, notably relating to drug and alcohol abuse, the role of mental disorder in crime, and what leads people to desist from crime. Forensic psychology is therefore the application to all aspects of the law and management of crime and criminals, through professional practice of principles, theories, and methods derived from the scientific and clinical studies of human actions and experience. It thus also has a strong academic research strand that is concerned notably with the psychology of offending. Conceptually, as a consequence, forensic psychology sits between criminology, forensic psychiatry, and jurisprudence, drawing also on other disciplines as diverse as social-legal studies, human geography, clinical, developmental, and social psychology, and psychometrics. For those completely new to this area, it may need to be explained that psychiatry is a medical specialty, with a strong focus on mental illness. Psychologists do not normally have any medical qualifications, studying human actions and experiences as a scientific discipline. Some psychologists go on to specialize in working with people who are mentally disturbed. Such psychologists are typically called clinical psychologists and work with psychiatrists and other mental health professionals. So there is a distinction between practitioners of forensic psychology and forensic psychiatry. The latter are fundamentally medical doctors who have the right to prescribe medicines. The former derive their central contributions from the social and behavioral sciences. The distinction between forensic psychology and criminology is possibly the most difficult for those outside these disciplines to understand. Further confusion is caused by the fact that in the United States, the overlap between these two areas is much greater than in the United Kingdom. Additional misunderstanding can be caused by the use of terms such as criminalistics and criminal psychology. Put as simply as possible, criminology is the study of crime. It emphasizes social causes, patterns, developments, and ways of reducing crime. By contrast, forensic psychology is the study of criminals. So although, for example, many forensic psychologists may accept that levels of poverty are an important influence on crime rates, they would not study such a relationship in the way criminologists would. Rather, forensic psychologists would be concerned more directly with why some people in poverty commit crimes and others do not. In this book, then, we will not concern ourselves with crime rates or other aspects of the sociology of crime, as important as these obviously are. One final distinction is worth mentioning. This is the difference between forensic psychology and forensic science. The latter grows out of chemistry, toxicology, physics, pathology, and the other natural sciences. Although I have been asked by lawyers who did not know the difference to carry out a medical examination of a rape victim, that would be outside my competence as a behavioral scientist, as would be an autopsy or testing for poisons in a blood sample. All of these are aspects of forensic pathology and forensic science. Where did forensic psychology come from? For as long as there has been any form of psychology, it has been used both to explain criminality and to propose methods for managing criminals and reducing crime. The implacable presence of crime in all societies throughout history and the frequent failure of most attempts at crime reduction probably says as much about the inherent nature of criminality, in being human, as it does about the weaknesses in our understanding of criminality. In modern times, however, the opening for